William F. Buckley Jr., who? Conservative writer and founder of National Review. What? Key intellectual figure in modern conservatism. Where? U.S. When? 1950s to 2000s. Significance. Helped legitimize conservative ideas and unify the movement. Anti-feminism. Who? Activists like Phyllis Schlafly. What? Movement opposing ERA and feminist reforms. Where? U.S. When? 1970s to 1980s. Significance. Blocked the Equal Rights Amendment. Represented backlash to feminist gains. Evil empire speech. Who? President Ronald Reagan. What? Speech labeling USSR as evil empire. Where? Orlando, Florida. When? 1983. Significance. Marked aggressive Cold War posture. Appealed to moral and religious conservatives. Reagan Revolution. Who? Ronald Reagan and conservative supporters. What? Shift towards deregulation, tax cuts, and smaller government. Where? U.S. When? 1981 to 1989. Significance. Redefined U.S. politics, weakened unions, prioritized free market ideology. Mikhail Gorbachev. Who? Leader of Soviet Union. What? Introduced reforms, glasnost, and where? USSR. When? 1985 to 1991. Significance. Helped end Cold War. Reforms accelerated collapse of Soviet system. New World Order. Who? President George H.W. Bush. What? Term describing post-Cold War global system. Where? International stage. When? Early 1990s. Significance. Suggested U.S.-led global cooperation after USSR collapse. Operation Desert Storm. Who? U.S.-led coalition versus Iraq. What? Military operation to expel Iraq from Kuwait. Where? Persian Gulf. When? 1991. Significance. Showed U.S. military dominance. Shaped early post-Cold War foreign policy. Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. Who? U.S. Congress. President George H.W. Bush. What? Civil rights law protecting disabled Americans. Where? The U.S. When? 1990. Significance. Expanded rights revolution transformed public accessibility and anti-discrimination law. New Democrat. Politicians like Bill Clinton. What? Centrist Democrats embracing market-based policies. Where? U.S. When? 1990s. Significance. Shifted Democratic Party to center. Accepted some conservative ideas. Welfare reform. Globalization. Who? Multinational corporations, governments, global markets. What? Increasing economic/cultural interconnectedness. Where? Worldwide. When? 1990s to 2000s. Significance. Created opportunities and inequalities. Sparked debates on trade, outsourcing, and immigration. 9/11. Who? Al-Qaeda attackers, U.S. civilians, and government. What? Terrorist attacks on NYC and Pentagon. Where? New York, Washington, D.C. When? September 11th, 2001. Significance. Launched war on terror. Led to Patriot Act. Afghanistan/Iraq wars. Transformed U.S. foreign and domestic policy. Hurricane Katrina. Who? Residents of New Orleans. FEMA. U.S. government. What? Hurricane and failed disaster response. Where? Gulf Coast, especially New Orleans. When? 2005. Significance. Exposed racial and class inequalities. Damaged public trust and government effectiveness.